Okay, look, I don't want to break kayfabe because we're recording this part right after the other one, but holy fuck, that Persona 5 trailer was fucking hype.
I know, right?
And probably 2 weeks ago at this point, but it's still hype 2 weeks later.
Yeah, it's like Metal Gear Solid. You can watch it over and over, and each and every time you'll get just as hype as the first time that you saw it.
And like, with that trailer, I can already tell how they're gonna milk Persona 5. Ice skating all night.
Ha.
Fucking... that was so stylized though, and the Catherine art style.
Oh, it wouldn't be Persona without a stylized art style. I mean, you know, that's kind of the thing, the whole jazzy, you know, high intensity stylized visual aesthetic.
Yeah, like with fucking Persona 3 it was kind of J-pop or pop in general.
Yeah.
Persona 4 had big band, and I hope they go jazz on this one, like full fucking jazz.
Oh, fuck
front.
yeah. I'm just excited for, like, the gameplay changes, because, like, you know, adding, like, normally you'd just, in JRPGs, what you would do is you'd walk around a dungeon and start or have a battle started. But, with this, it looks like there's platforming, there's stealth sections, and because it's Atlas and it's Persona, I know they're gonna pull it off great, and that's why I'm excited.
I kind of hope they drop randomized dungeons down a bit, because they're bland, basically. Yeah. But yeah, dynamic dungeons will fucking help.
That's an interesting topic, by the way. Randomly generated. Now, back at around the Minecraft days, when Minecraft was like, you know, I mean, it still is popular among the YouTube community, but
it is
I digress.
The most popular fucking game there is right now.
And we can't judge, and Lawley, we can't judge making videos on it. We're both accomplices.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's
man.
true.
I do it just to establish dominance over commentary comms.
Anyway, as I was saying, randomly generated maps used to be a fucking great and new and this interesting thing. But then people realized, after they played so many of them, that focused hand-designed maps will always beat randomly generated stuff. Unless you're playing some kind of free-roaming RPG where that works somehow, you know?
That's, like, optimistic to say it would work somehow. And also established dominance. Eric wrecked your shit last time.
He only did it because he had that bullshit sword.
Yeah. Oh, and audience, in case you didn't know, we're trying to talk over this, so hopefully you divert your attention from these major spoilers in the Underhell game.
Just look directly into Junior's eyes.
Yeah, don't pay attention to the subtitles. Play the game
No,
yourself and
it's
see
not
the
happening.
scene.
It's not happening. They're fine. Your favorite characters aren't dying.
Well, yeah. Totally, and look at that! That warm smile on him.
I was waiting for him to die. Meanwhile, Brian just looks kind of confused. Like, where's all this exposition coming from?
What the fuck is this thing in my hand?
It was a bit of a dumb. Like, I was kind of like, oh, like that's one way to go out. But at the same time, like, it was so. Kind of cliche, like, no, I made a promise to your dying dad. Like, all in one.
He actually did mention when we were in that other
hey,
safe house.
Do your best Terry impression.
I can't.
Oh, come on.
I can't. Sorry, I'm not. I can't. I've got this voice, and that's it. This voice, a bad American accent, and a bad Australian accent.
Also, I love this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking... whenever he looks at something, it looks really weird when he's looking directly down, because his eyes are trying to look at the map. Oh, here he goes again.
I really can't pull off grizzled old man voice.
Hmm?
Like, about pulling off Terry's voice.
I'm too afraid to do anything besides my normal voice.
Find the control room. Ah, damn it! I can't do the Australian accent and that at the same time. That was more of a Revolver Ocelot voice.
I made a promise to your dying dad, Eric.
That's closer, but it's not. Never mind.
But anyway, this was a really fucking solemn moment. I quite liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it, and then
definitely.
you just hear like the alarms going by. It's actually really ambient and nice.
Yeah. And, it's given time to, let it sink
Simmer.
in. Yeah. A lot of games don't give you that. They say, well, this guy died. Time to press E to pay respects.
I think you'll find it was F to pay respects.
Press F for
fuck ever.
unnecessary gameplay mechanic.
Press F to feel emotion.
I can feel unnecessary tears coming out of my eyes.
Yes.
In the grand scheme of life, everything is unnecessary. Welcome to Unnecessary Detour.
You said it. I kind of like this part, but I felt like this part in particular, I felt like it dragged out a bit because 1 time is tense, but 3 times is just like playing it out too much.
3 times is the golden number for everything. Shut up, dummy man.
But it's
Well,
the
for
same room,
certain-
the
yeah.
same setup.
No,
Right.
I'll have you know the boxes are in a different layout.
Oh, okay. I guess, but I didn't notice. Like, I'm sorry if that sounds petty, but it was the same room to me.
I wasn't
It
being
was
serious.
to me too. Like there was different places on the upper floors, but in the end, it was like the same set piece 3 times in a row. You know what I mean?
Look at this. It's a landscape, but this time it has a hat.
Well,
Meanwhile, Jake just waiting.
I took a helmet.
It's kind of a missed opportunity. They don't give you time to set up.
right. Well, on the other hand, it brings you right into the action too. So.
I like it when you have to prepare for waves. I don't know why, but I always like that.
Oh,
Kinda like an MVM.
I'll play and enjoy even the shittiest of like shooters if it has a survival mode.
Did play a bit.
Wally, you should know.
Sorry,
better.
I just had to vent my frustration there. Amazing though. Like ladder physics, yeah, but ladder physics in a space that enclosed.
You
Wait,
can
do
be
you
forgiven, Lolly, because source ladder climbing has always been finicky.
I remember seeing an image not too long ago on how ladders work, in which 2 little hands erupt out of your HEV suit attached to the sides of it, and then you have
Right.
rockets on the bottom of your shoes that elevate you upwards, so you can still shoot and aim.
I remember my friend used to play on a lot of fucking zombie servers way back when, and he just discovered that on any map where the ladder was not firmly affixed to the wall, like it had a corner, if you just smashed against the side of the ladder, you would rocket up faster than actually climbing the ladder. Fucking source ladders, man.
yeah.
TF2 ladders are hilarious because they don't actually exist. What they do is they put little tiny platforms underneath all of them, so you go up really fast.
One of the little things I like is when the developers put enough attention to detail to make you automatically switch to your pistol when you're climbing a ladder. That way, it would give you more of a sense that you're actually using your hands to climb.
I like Dark Souls ladders in that you've just got your attacks just replaced with like punching above you and kicking below.
Yeah,
But I
but
don't-
there's
I'm-
rarely there's like seldom any enemies on the ladder, so it's like
I know, but it's still nice.
yeah.
Man, what I would give to have that in fucking Ocarina of Time so I could punch the Skulltulas off the vines.
Yep.
I
Well-
did have a bit of trouble with these.
Yeah, this is... The reason I left the actual deaths in on this part was to actually emphasize how hard these parts actually are.
Yeah.
And this is on normal mode. I switched it back to normal.
Huh. I always thought it was funny thinking about deaths in video games as kind of like what would actually happen. You know what I mean? Because after all, you are this like average Joe guy. You probably would die a lot.
Alleged average go.
Alleged, yes, alleged. We don't really know much about Jake. We know that something happened in that mall, but we won't find out until Chapter 2.
We know he had a friend named Mike,
If
so
that.
obviously he is average.
Eh.
Aren't Joe and Mike the Red Letter Media blokes?
Mike and Jay.
Oh, Mike and Jay, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Jake.
I can't.
I think most of their humor comes from the fact that they know that they're not funny.
No, that's the great part about it. It's
Yeah.
that kind of humor of just completely dry.
Yeah.
I kind of like their humor too. I'm subscribed to them as well.
I know,
love
no,
that
I mean,
humor.
like, it works for them, because, like, Mike and Jade, they know they're not funny, and they know that they're so fucking, like, tired of all this by-the-numbers movie bullshit, so they just look so fucking dead inside as they review.
I watched them talk about Boyhood the other day.
Yeah, and you know
Also,
that they're being, like, they're being satirical, because they break from their usual, like, monotone and say, "Yeah, I fucking love Boyhood."
I fucking love Star Wars.
I know it's like a weird position to take, but I don't even really miss Plinkett reviews in light of Half in the Bag and such.
Yes, yeah.
I can take or leave on like best of the worst, but yeah.
I'll be fine if they do a Mr. Plinkett review for Episode 7 of Star Wars.
This reminds me that more games need bullet penetration.
I thought it did.
You
It
know
had-
what?
it
I
had
know that
glass.
Source is capable of bullet penetration because of Counter-Strike, but, like, more games
Pistol
need
of
to
Frags
implement it.
incorporates it as well.
Left 4 Dead also has it, and Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, it does? I didn't know that Left 4 Dead had bullet penetration.
Yeah, you can shoot like a sniper rifle at a wall and a boomer will explode on the other side.
Huh.
Also, isn't Insurgency on Source
Well,
mod?
obviously, Insurgency has bullet penetration. It's more of like a simulation type thing.
Yeah,
Also,
I know, but
Speaking of Insurgency, MXD, the guy who made Underhell, works on it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
know that.
Yeah, he worked on the co-op and the, I think a few maps.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on and off on Insurgency, but fuck me, it's tense.
There is something inherently satisfying about wallbanging someone that's in cover.
Also,
You know?
speaking of Insurgency, I played the tutorial and it had like a voice acting guy. I think it was one of the guys that played one of the soldiers in Underhell.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one of the guys.
Huh.
The greatest game tutorial is always going to be Chivalry, though.
I fucking love the Chivalry tutorial.
That's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like we're going to have to live with.
Yeah, you have to play it to actually play the multiplayer to understand what's actually going on. But I love how fucking much they're taking the piss when they're actually voice acting.
I
If
also
there was
love
any
how
multiplayer
like
game
when,
I wish I could be good at, it's Chivalry.
I also love how when you spar during like tutorial, it's supposed to be a friendly bout, but you fucking bloody the shit out of your opponent.
Also, look at Brian.
He's getting worse.
Yeah.
He's getting PTSD.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you if you were in that? Fucking
Yeah, like, it's-
again, it's the same set piece 3 times.
So we're going to have 2 deaths, and then we're going to go ahead. You can
Exactly,
say, oh,
he
not
said
again.
it. He said it.
Oh, not again.
Like, there is a case to be made, but acknowledging the fact that this is bullshit is still bullshit.
Yeah.
I bet
I mean,
even the guards hate
I'd
working
understand
there.
if it was like 2 times and it was acknowledged, like, oh, really? We're going through this again? Kind of thing. But 3 times? Come on.
It's just kind of a pace breaker after, like, emotional moment, same shootout 3 times. Or, like, same setup for the shootout 3 times.
Yeah.
I even imagine Jake's kind of bored just climbing up like, yeah, I'm gonna murder tons of human life. Woe is me.
Oh, I'm just gonna take a few bullets to the face, no biggie.
By the way, I almost fell to my death a second time.
I see that.
I'm just gonna eat this protein-rich sandwich and I'll be fine to go.
Come on.
Fine, don't get all caught up in the ladder. But yeah, this was pretty much my strategy for this gunfight as well, Lolly. Just
What I did
get
was
them to walk into the sight line.
look, I grew up on fuck it. I'm not gonna say that one more time, but like I'm used to running and gunning, and that's what I did at this section.
I'm kind of a bit more methodical, like, get people into weak spots and kill them, which is the less fun way to play, but it's the same shootout 3 times.
You can't really do that in this.
I think I did it. I mean, you know, I took a lot of damage, but
No, you can easily do the run and gun. I meant like where you get people into weak spots.
Oh yeah.
When I say get them into weak spots, I mean sit in the vent, make them come to me.
Yeah. But usually that means that they get the first shot in on you.
Not really. My experience, I generally got away better. Like, I gave better than I got, basically. And they really do have security checkpoints on this.
By the way, the train can leave you behind.
Is there a game over for this?
I haven't. I don't remember.
It has to be if it can leave you behind. That's just great.
Just imagine that.
Jake takes off running after the train. Which, granted, at its speed, probably wouldn't be the worst.
I really, really want to see a co-op campaign with these guys.
Well, there was one opportunity where you can actually do that, where they went off to go do a core access thing. As well as in between where Jake was gone as well.
No, I mean like a prequel with them, because obviously they share a bond, and some things have happened to them. But
what happened was Brian went to Rangers or whatever, and Junior grew up like in a ghetto.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's things to explore in that aspect. I'm just saying.
I think the only way you can really do a proper co-op is if you break the canon.
Really? I don't know about that. I mean, especially considering that, would it really still be non-canon if like, you know, the writer for Underhell wrote in a co-op campaign? Because it would be his story.
It wouldn't be in people's headcanon.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like if it fits with their characterization, what we know so far, and what happens to them here.
Yeah.
Like, giving them a campaign where they kill lots of people would then create some dissonance with them actually being worried about each other in this situation.
Yeah,
so
well,
Morley's way of putting it during them going to core access probably as an interquel probably works best.
How about this? There's a holdout section, but like much like a wave-based holdout section, where Junior gets left alone, like separated from Brian.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I don't know why he's so worried about Brian, the Junior rather. He seems to be doing alright.
Yeah, no, I think he is.
You missed one there, Junior.
But in all seriousness, I believe that like you could establish that moment with a part where Junior gets critically injured or something, and you know that starts Brian worrying about him and stuff.
You could probably do like a holdout section at like the very first safe house.
Hmm.
And they already do have like a wave-based thing in the co-op anyways.
Oh yeah, they do, but it's
not
fucking buggy. It's so buggy. I wish that I wish it like there would be a completed version of that with more than one map and some kind of end game goal. You know.
Too bad.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen for a while.
Oh yeah, I know. I totally get you. I mean, you know, I'm still waiting for the Steam release. So
Did anything more come of that tweet that MXD made?
He just said today is a big day with no actual context.
It must have been that day where there was like nothing but bad news that happened a few times. Because I remember like waking up about a week ago and going on to like 8chan, and then like I see nothing but bad news happening. Uh-oh.
Turns out you could have just walked it.
Best part is, that's just like where the second safe house is. Like, just outside where it is. I never understood what the point of that can review was.
That what?
I never understood.
To add a little bit of drama.
It was just a crate falling over.
Well, I was reading, or I was like in a lecture recently where we were going over, the editor for Coppola for quite a few years wrote a book about kind of the art of editing, and he said every camera shot should do 6 things: give you an emotion, move the story along, make sure the eye track is good, work on a 2D and a 3D plane, and one more thing I can't remember. And I think that shot of a box falling over fulfilled all 6 categories. It moved the story along.
I felt sad because the box.
Emotion.
I felt sad because the box fell over.
Yeah, exactly. It moved the
peace
story
box.
along. The character arc of that box was moved forward by falling over. It was a literal fall from grace.
He already has more character development than Eric.
Who?
I love that view, by the way. It just automatically points your view towards the sunlight.
I remember
I
doing
love
this
train-to-train gun battles.
I do too. I can't get enough of train-to-train battles in video games.
I like train-to-train gun battles, but it really annoyed me how the glass wasn't breakable.
Like,
Anything with like mobile, cover and stuff is great.
like the van gunfight from Uncharted 2, we're just jumping between the back of trucks and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is a gunfight.
There's a similar one right after Stowaway, which is my favorite set piece from Uncharted 3.
The Desert Horse one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a retread of that, but it's pretty fun.
You know what? I still haven't played Uncharted 1 or 2. I hear that 2 is the best.
2 is the best because Uncharted 3 feels a little contrived here and there. But it's still a fun game. I don't know, because, like, it's the jump from 1 to 2 also that made 2 so good, so 3 to 2, you're not going to lose many features, but, yeah.
That is such a thing that Brian would say.
What do you mean it would be such a thing that Brian would say? Brian said it.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that I'm remarking at how in character that is for him to say.
And suddenly he's, like, hot-blooded again, like, fuck it, we just rammed their train.
I have no idea what just happened, but fuck!